Hi everybody, Lori here from My Favorite Things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a fun project to share with you featuring a couple of the new products from the September release at My Favorite Things. So I'm going to start with a panel of white cardstock. This is actually Neenah Solar White. It's my favorite white to stamp on, to Copic color with, to ink blend. It's very smooth and bright and white. So I've got my three favorite cool tone distress inks here. I've got Cracked Pistachio, Mermaid Lagoon, and Blueprint Sketch, and I'm laying down a very light base. You almost can't even see that it's there. The camera's not really picking up. I can see it. It's very subtle, and that's what I'm going for, a very subtle base coat. I'm just kind of getting most of the color in the center, fading it out into white, and then I'm going to tape this panel down with Post-it tape, and I'm laying on the stencil. The stencil is called Radiating Rays. It's not a new stencil, but it's probably one of my favorite stencils of all time. I love a good ray. A good ray. And My Favorite Things has a few different rays, coming from different directions. Some are in the corner. This one's in the center. And it really draws the eye in and just like makes a pow. You know what I mean? So I'm using the same colors. This time I'm just going with a heavier hand. So it's like the darker stencil on the subtle base coat. And because sometimes when I do a stencil, I don't want that stark white contrast. I want a more subtle tone on tone contrast, and that's what I was going for here. Now this is the new Die-namics. It's called Café All Day. And I'm going to die cut this cup right in the center of the card base. So this is going to be like one of these, what do they even call them? I don't even know of all these drinks, like a frappe or something, My daughters love to get these. They're like glorified, overpriced milkshakes. And this is the whipped cream. I don't know if you can see there, but the whipped cream gives you these cool little embossed grooves in it. And this is that clear cap that goes on the top of your little milkshake frappe thingamajiggy. And I'm die cutting that with some vellum. So what I'm doing here is taking a couple Copic markers just to add a bit of shading and color to the whipped cream, just to make it look luscious and delicious. I think this is going to be like a strawberry frappe. Is that even a thing? I don't know. I'm making it up. I'm not really a coffee drinker. I know that people can't believe it, but I'm just, it's one of those things you love it or hate it. But since I've moved to Germany, everyone and their brother is drinking coffee and espresso and all the things. So I just feel like I'm missing out. I got to get in on this. That's the cap or the top of the cup. And now here's a new little thing. This is called the coffee cup shaker pouch. These are so cool. You pop them in the back and you can add whatever filler that floats your boat. And I'm just going to take some glossy accents to adhere that on the back side. You could also use like score tape or whatever you have to tape it on there. It pops right in. It's like an instant shaker, no need for acetate. And it really gives you that bit of room, the dimension on it, to fill it with some hefty filler, which I am darn excited about. So I put a little glossy accents on the whipped cream, popping that on top of the cup, just a smidge of glossy accents on the vellum lid, and I put it right on the end there because you're not going to see that part. I'm going to cover it up with the cap or what is this part? The lid? The lid on the cap. And by the way, that is white glittered cardstock that I made that out just to give a little shimmer, because why not? And then now for the card base. So this is going to be my drink, which will show through the little coffee cup shaker pouch thingamajiggy. I'm doing a little ink blending with spun sugar and warm lipstick for a strawberry, or what I tried once was a cooler. Is it called a cooler? A tea? A refresher. That's what it was, and it was good. Now here's a straw. I die cut a straw out of some very light aqua cardstock. I'm going to figure out how to pop this straw in to make it look realistic. So I want it in the cup. I'm going to trim off the back side, tape this on with a little score tape, and then I'll pop in the top of the straw in the whipped cream so it looks realistic. You know what I mean? So I'm putting the tape on the back of the straw, kind of positioning the straw in there. Another thing that's cool about these shaker pouches is that you don't need any foam tape. You don't need any foam tape. So here's the top of the straw. I'm trimming off a little excess because I'm going to just tuck this or make it look like I'm tucking it right in the whipped cream. It's actually not even tucked in. It's adhered right on top, but you don't know it. The lid kind of shades that a little bit. It looks realistic, like the straw is right in the drink. Now here's the most exciting part, if you ask me. This is the filler. These are called mixed heart pieces, and they are the bomb diggity. I mean, look at them. They're like, you want to eat them, but don't eat them. They're plastic, but they're chunky and kind of glossy, and just, they look great in this cup, and they shake around. The pouch gives it just enough room, and the straw's in there too. Now for a sentiment, I'm going to use this new stamp set. It's called Cup of Love, and this sentiment was perfect. Sending you a cup of love. I'm going to tell you right now, my youngest daughter, Emma, she came in, saw this card. She said, Mom, of course, I will say, she always tries to tell me what I want to hear, but she said, Mom, this is my favorite card you've ever made, ever. So, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. I think I'm going to send this to my daughter. You know, this would be cool to put a Starbucks gift card in, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. She's at college, and she's going to love. I'll send her a cup of love. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.